What's up, YouTube? It's just Brandy, and let's talk The Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 2. So this portion of the reunion, they were talking to Nene about the comment that she made that Greg was grouchy while he had cancer, because a lot of her castmates felt like Nene was not being compassionate to Greg. I don't think she got a lot of backlash from the public, though. I think the public was kind of on her side. I don't think she received any negative backlash regarding those comments. But she was saying that prior to Greg's diagnosis of cancer, they were already having marital issues. So already having marital issues, and then somebody being sick, which is additional stress, it was putting an additional strain on their marriage. She indicated that they're currently in counseling with Dr. Jeff, which is the black counselor that was on there years ago, which she said she didn't want to use, but Greg chose. Greg came out, he said that he you know, really wants to work on his marriage, which he always says that he doesn't work. Nene, you know, when the show first started, Nene was a stay-at-home mom and Greg was making the money, but then as she got more famous, now he doesn't work and she makes all the money, so she had to pay him a lot of money because he basically has no income. He's like her assistant. So Nene said she's not making any promises, you know, and they said maybe they'll just be able to be friends, you know. Hopefully if they do end up divorcing, they can divorce amicably and still be able to be friends, but maybe marriage is just not it, because evidently things are still not going smooth. I know on Instagram, though, Greg is cancer free. He did get the ring cancer bell a couple weeks ago, so you know, that's good. Then they talked about Shamari DeVoe. They did her little package and asked her about, you know, everybody was saying that she was the worst dressed. By this time Marlo had came out, and they kind of got into it. They really didn't, I mean, they asked her about the Marlo said she was alcoholic, and she was saying, you know, that she had those twin boys and she had been in the house a lot, and so, you know, there's nothing wrong with her going out. My thing is this, though. A lot of people, you know, I remember Black, you know, boom like a 808. I remember that, you know, but the mainstream people that, you know, our Real Housewives of Atlanta have a lot of white people that watch them. They're the number one, not because of black people. They're number one because white people are watching them. The white people love watching Atlanta. So as far as Shamari, a lot of white people don't know who you are. A lot of white people don't even know who your husband is. So this is your introduction to another side of life. And so what you have shown them is that you are a little bit out of control. That, you know, yeah, you're a wife, you're a mother, but every time that you are out, you don't know what your drink tolerance is. It's okay to get a little tipsy, but I mean, you literally throwing up. Now, come on, that's just too much. So, you know, and that first impression is a lasting impression, you know. So I don't know, this was her first season, so you always have a lot to learn. Usually, though, when people come on their first season, they usually try to play it a little bit safe to kind of feel everything out before, you know, they kind of pick which route they're going to go. But she didn't do that. She came on here as a free spirit, party girl, open marriage, you know, all of that. Tanya also came out, and they got into it where she was saying that she felt like Nene kind of iced her out, and Nene's like, I don't have a problem with you, and she's like, but you stopped talking to me. And then it switched from me being Nene's friend to Eva's friend. which Bravo did that when they would put her name up there. It didn't have nothing to do with that. Bravo did that, being messy. But your loyalty changed. You was more loyal to, you went against Nene when Nene said, don't tell Eva. I'm going to tell her. You told Eva. So whose interest did you serve? You wasn't serving Nene's interest. You wanted to throw Eva a party in Japan. Who's, you know, you just met this girl. You invited her and everybody over to your house to have the Japanese steakhouse people come to announce it. You know, whose interest did you serve? You wasn't serving Nene's interest. You was serving Eva's interest. So, yeah, seemed like you was Eva's friend. Okay. So, you know, they kind of went back and forth. And Nene was like, girl, I don't have no problems with you. And what I'm not about to do is sit here and argue with you and give it to you because you trying to get on the show. And I ain't going to give it to you. So, she kind of, you know, shut that down or whatever. And then she kept saying, because it was like Portia, Eva, Tanya, and Cynthia all sitting on the same couch. She kept saying, you know, I keep getting it from that whole couch over there attacking me, and I can take it, you know. And then you know, Portia was saying, well, I feel like now you trying to say we're not friends, and all the years that we've been friends seem like that was all fake. Marlo said Nene is just in her feelings right now, which, you know, different people react to things differently. Some people just should. Nene seemed like type of person. She kind of shut down. She has to process, and she needs time to work through things. They was going back and forth, and it was just crazy. She been killing Cynthia. Every time Cynthia opened her mouth, she been killing her ass. And Cynthia ain't learned yet. She just keep on saying stuff or whatever, and Nene keep on killing her like, but we're not friends. Like, it's crazy. And then when Greg came out there, he was like, Cynthia like my sister. Like, your wife just said they ain't even friends. So how she your sister, but they ain't even friends? It's crazy. So they ended on the whole closet incident. And that is where we will pick up on the third and final episode of this reunion portion of the show. But yeah, you know, Nene was basically saying that she had a breakdown, and so the, you know, it was like the closet thing wasn't really over the closet, but she was just, I guess, at a vulnerable point, and that was kind of like the last straw, I guess. They kind of sent her over the edge. But that's where they're going to pick up next time. But basically, that was kind of that second portion of the reunion. I mean, it was really ratchet. Like, Nene told Tanya something about sticking a peach in her pussy. Like, it was so much. Usually I feel like it probably is always like that, but they cut it out, but they kept all of it in. It was just a little on the ratchet side. Like, if they would have been a VH1 you know, where they get up and run and fight, like, they would have been fighting, because yeah, they was saying some stuff that was just out of pocket. But yeah, that was part 2 of the reunion. It was a little bit more lively. I mean, they always go at it from the jump, you know, but they was really going at it this one. So next week, final part. That's my recap, and I will see you next week for my next